Now, I updating a video that I did before by doing this video. Now, it have some people that try to tell you what is the difference between believe and to know. So a man will tell you, here what's going on. Do you believe I have a bottle in my hand or not? And when he says that, or do you think I have a bottle in my hand or not? And what he really telling you is that you don't really know, but it is possible. So he's saying, you don't really know if I have a bottle. So then belief is still an element of a doubt, right? And then he would raise it and say, yes, look, I have a bottle, or I didn't have a bottle, and all of that. No, that is not for spiritual people. That is not for spiritual people. When spiritual people meet people and they tell you, you're going to have a death in your family in 2 weeks' time, or you're going to meet somebody new before the day done, or that food that you're eating there, it has meat in it, and you search the whole food and you can't see meat, is really because they use the sauce of the meat. So the substance from the meat is what in the food. Or you see that clothes you get there, you didn't get that in the spirit. When spiritual people tell you something, it means that they know. Because spiritual people don't deal with a spirit of maybe. You see that I believe in God the Father Almighty. Don't get caught up with that. That is a creed, the Apostles' Creed they call that. Or it is so close to the Nicene Creed or the Nicene Creed. But the point of the matter is that you have to know God for yourself. And you build the relationship with God, is more you're going to understand how the Spirit of God does work. A lot of people, when they want to break away from a system, they come into a system that they now function in. All right? And when they function in a system, they try to convert you to their system, claiming that their system is superior to the system that you once functioned in. Now, it doesn't matter what system you function in. Because the same love, you see, and that is why you have to really be careful when you're reading the Bible or how you analyze your level of knowledge. Because in the very Bible, and then some of them come in and tell you, yes, there are things, profound things in the Bible, you know. But you see what happened, a lot of people, they don't really understand how people reading the Bible, they have plenty of knowledge, but they don't understand the thing from a spiritual perspective. So that is why when Jesus told Nicodemus, you must be born again, that was a different language. It's simple words, but it's a different language. You see, people will tell you a lot of things based on their system of belief, and then they tell you they're not religious. But religion is based on a system of belief. So there in and there, that person who tell you they're not religious, they might not be spiritually religious, but they have their own religion. Religion is a system of belief that causes you to act a certain way or not act a certain way. That is what religion. That's why the Bible says truly all man religion is vain. Because if you're claiming to be spiritual and you can't care for people, you can't show love for people, that is the whole issue. So even though you believe that you are the God and you and your family is the God, it's a system of belief. But you want to make people feel that putting Christ in the equation, putting Jesus in the equation, putting God in the equation, and then that asks you, if you believe it have a God, yes, you believe it have a God. Yes, you believe it have a God. They don't have to believe that. And why? Tell me why you spending time, other than trying to educate somebody about how to have a better life, how to invest their money, how to invest a system. Sell Bitcoin now. Sell Bitcoin. Tell them how to mine some fowl. Tell them how to mine some goat. Tell them how to. If you don't want them to follow the God system, the Christ system, tell them something. So when you tell somebody, don't believe that, what is he really doing? Make it worse if that was a system that you once followed and that system failed you. A lot of people, that was in church or in a Christian forum, and they come out of a Christian forum, I am telling you, more than 60-70% of them would have lost a family member due to some situation where they found themselves helpless. And when they find themselves helpless, they start to talk about God and wouldn't allow a little child to die and why God wouldn't allow people to get sick. Let me tell you something. When you're thinking carnal, these things will bother you. All the earthquake and all the flood and all these things. And you start to say, why God allowed that if it's good and bad. I even had a conversation with a Baptist people that say God wouldn't what and God wouldn't what. Let me tell you something. David numbered the people and men that was fighting for Israel, they perish. Men that was fighting for Israel, David had to cry because why? And then they go to and tell you that is not true, that is not a real story. You see, and these is the things that happening in this life that we live in. And yet still, we do have love. That's the catch to it, All what we're doing, we still don't have love. So, once you come in to talk spiritual thing with me, let me talk about love. I want to know what is your love system. And when you want to talk non-spiritual thing with me, I want to know what is your love system. You see, because if I could see that you have love, I would know you care for something greater than yourself. Because if you could say what you want, for this wheel to keep turning, it must have something that must be an element that could be planted into your system that would cause. Because if you turn hater, you're going to make a set of haters. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to be developing haters. And while you're studying what is more valuable to tell people, you're going to be losing valuable substance within your little circle. So no matter what you're telling people, whether I want to be African, whether I want to be Indian, whether I want to be Chinese, it doesn't matter what you want to be to me. But let me show love. And here what does happen? People just do it in their workplace because they're getting money. People just do a lot of things because they're getting money. All the talk people just be talking, when they do the thing, don't give them the money now. All of them who believe or ain't believe, they're doing the thing for the money. Why? Because money is what is going to make them live comfortable or uncomfortable in their life. You understand? So here why I'm telling you, whatsoever system you want to believe, whatsoever system you are persuaded to lean towards, you follow that. Because there is something called energy and vibration. And depending on how your energy swing, you would know certain stuff. That is why it is know the difference between true spiritual people and people who plain spiritual. All right? And remember, the devil does give information. Don't feel, you see, it has so much to talk about. It has so much to talk about, but watch me, you have to pursue it. If you want anybody, it's a system. You want to be good at something, you have to keep working at it. So just as how they working at to persuade you that it have a God, you have to work hard in your system and in your way to believe. Not to believe, but to know that it have a God. And you would understand it better. Don't think flesh. Flesh will remain right here.